Inner state against outer reality, the great debate, one of the most hotly contested and highly argued subjects in all of the spiritual community, and all of the theory about spirituality. Is it that your inner state dictates everything and your outer reality is just a reflection of your inner state? Or is it that, in the outer reality, you need to do certain techniques to get you into your inner state, and then your outer reality kind of grow into this high value, high peaceful person? Or is it a mix? Is it that you need some inner state, some outer reality solutions combined? So, how with this has to a lot of areas in the spiritual world, there is some fundamental assumptions, some fundamental things that you've been taught that is just flat out wrong, and it's just flat out hurting your results and hurting your life. One of the things that I wanted to do in the system with this channel is really to shine a light in the things that you've been taught that is just false, that is just wrong. So stay with me in this video that I'm gonna show you how you can connect your inner state with the outer reality in a way that it can help you and be positive to your life. All right, so stay tuned with me. Welcome back to Impactful Thinking. Daniel Diers here. Let's do it, guys. Another major point of debate over the last decade or over the last several years in the spiritual community is being this kind of paradox between people that say inner state, I'd rather have inner state than outer reality, or which do you want? Like it's all about you feeling the right way and then doing the right thing, or it's all about you're not feeling the right way and then you have to go think your mindset to be feeling the right way and only then you're doing the right thing. Or it's all about the thing coming from the right place, inner state, outer reality. And it does seems like a paradox, it does seem like a paradox, but it seems like you have to focus on one and you can't focus on the other. But the first thing I want to say here is there's no reason why you can't focus on both. Okay, they're not mutually exclusive, right? There's no exclusivity there. But I want to go a step further here, and I want to say that inner state has to it its own outer reality components. What does that mean? What does that mean is inner state has to its own discrete steps and processes to get you to that inner state that you want. And steep and discrete steps and processes are almost by definition outer reality. Okay, so there's no reason why you cannot focus on both, and there's no reason why you can't be good at both. You should be good at both, and that's a life skill that you want to develop. Inner state, outer reality. So for example, people say, oh, I want to work on my inner state, and they give themselves like some sort of a mission to get them desensitized to fear. Well, that mission is in itself an outer reality mission. You're developing a skill set, you're developing a process. Any great inner state is going to be based on action, it's going to be based on, oh, I feel this way, I'll be better off if I feel a different way, or oh, I have this attitude and mindset, I'll be better off if I have a different attitude and mindset. Well, you can just go and try, to think your way into that mindset, and that doesn't work. That just puts you more in your head, and we will talk more about that in just a second. But the way that you can actually achieve a better attitude, a better mindset, a better outlook, a better view on life is through experience. Because you see, the things that we learn and believe, we learn them through experience. If I have something on my hand, I would have dropped it, that it's gonna fall to the ground. You don't know that because good self-belief. Because you've seen things falling to the ground, over and over again since you're a small baby. So it's being incredibly predictable, it's being incredibly reliable, such as it's not in your opinion on the world, is your view of the world as per your experience. But the point is this, you have to have a process for your inner state. The more that your inner state is this nebulous sort of, ooh, I have to feel a certain way to take action, the more you're a slave to your inner state, all right? There's this concept in psychology called state. State is a very interesting concept. Basically means like the way your mind is flowing. Are you present? Are you flowing in the moment? Are you allowing things to be the way they're supposed to be, right? Are you kind of at your best, right? And the funny thing is, when I started working in the industry, in the food industry, working as a waiter, I was trying to understand people by dealing with them. The word state was never mentioned. And when that was the case, nobody was ever out of state, because, you can't be out of state if state doesn't exist, right? And what happens then was, if you were in a bad mood and you have to work serving people that night, you just fucking step up and did it anyway, and you would tend to get some level of results, and those level of results would tend you to make you feel good, and the fact that you feel good because you're taking positive action will make you feel good about that action, and then you actually hit state. Except that you don't know what state is, because the word, hasn't been invented, right? But that was what essentially happened. Now, fast forward for the time where state exists and is being labeled and named, and it's useful to label it because it's a real phenomenon to an extent. But the problem is, as soon as you label it, now become an excuse. I probably has the worst case of anybody. I was working a nightclub at the time. I just walked in, and my manager come to me, grab me by the arm, and say like, "Go serve that 20 top." It was really fucking busy. The place was like dying. And then I look at him and say like, "No, let me go get in state first." He looked me dead in the eye and says like, "What? Let me go get in state first? First of all, what kind of lame excuse is that you can even serve people without being in state? That's absolutely ridiculous. They don't need to be in state to talk to you." And at that moment I realized, how wrong I was, because there was no more low value, people are on a pedestal frame that I can even go talk to them as I am right now, because I'm like not enough as I am. I have to go do this convoluted thing to talk to them. Meanwhile, they don't have to do anything to talk to me, right? So that's absolutely wrong in a lot of ways. And secondly, how the fuck was I planning on getting in state? Because whatever I was planning was going to involve action, it may be that I was planning to get in state by talking to people and getting, in a talkative mood. Guess what? That's action. That's outer reality. Or, it could be that I was trying to get in state by dancing, getting my physiology up. That's action. That's outer reality. So whatever you're going to do, whatever you're going to change, whatever the thing you're going to do is to change your inner state, is going to require action. Forget about all this shit, like, oh, I need to do a couple things to get in state first. Go do the thing that is going to get you in state. Do not go do one thing to get to do another thing to get you in state. That's absolutely ridiculous, all right? So you want to see inner state and outer reality as a thing that you can take right positive actions to improve both, Remember that your inner state has to it its own outer reality components, okay? If you just go, meditate and be peaceful and sitting down, and might think, oh my god, I'm gonna be a winner by doing that. Fuck that shit. You're not gonna be a winner by doing that. What you're gonna do is you're gonna meditate, and you're gonna think about the steps and processes that you're gonna create to actually be a winner. All right, forget all of this, I have to feel a certain way to act. This is BS, and it's not gonna get you anywhere. All right, so very, very nice talking to you today, my friends. I hope I have cleared this up for you, and we're gonna be definitely in touch in the next days. All right, so subscribe if you like this video. I hope this have helped you, because I think it's one of the great mistake that people make. Oh, I have to feel a certain way to do a certain thing. No, you have to do a certain thing to feel a certain way. That's much better. Okay, anything that you can think of, taking action is the best thing. All right, see you soon, my friends. Keep in touch.